Hammer, Ron Miller, and Jerry Keyser.
Welcome, race fans, to the Hammer Down Racing Report, show number 195, Thursday, September 2nd.
That's a lot of shows.
2001.
Yeah, it is.
He froze. Jerry froze for a minute. He's back now. Coming at you live on Facebook Live, YouTube, and Twitter. You can also catch us on, of course, your favorite podcasting platform. Be it that's what our Twitter poll should be next week.
What's your favorite racing podcast?
No, what platform do you listen to us on? Google Podcasts, Spotify.
We don't need to ask them what their favorite racing podcast is. We already know where their favorite.
Yeah. Tonight on the show, we are going to have Rusty Schlenk and future Schlenk All-Star Racing Carter Schlenk.
We're going to have to find out if Carter's got T-shirts yet.
If not, I'm sure they're coming soon.
I'm sure Danny doesn't miss a chance on that.
We'll be talking to them here in about 15 minutes or so. Make sure to check out hammerdownracingreport.com and all the information you need to know about the show, advertising stuff, and our advertisers, which happen when you click on this little thing, show up down there. Thank you, Jerry. Appreciate that. I'm sure I would have gotten a text here real soon because I forgot to turn the ringer off of my phone. Anyways, like I said, show number 195. We're getting up to 200 and actually getting close to about 4 years of doing this. I think we started this in 17, toward the end of September. Was our first show.
Jerry, I think Scott missed one show and I may have missed a couple, but yeah, it's been
so I've missed more than both you guys combined already.
Well, something like that, yeah.
Yeah, something like that. You had your other commitments like video game racing kind of stuff.
Video game racing.
No, come on. It's
simulation,
sim racing.
Okay,
We're going to offend sim people if we.
We'll also have the winner of our how many from last week. How many late models are going to be at Oakshade for the Oakshade Attica Late Model Challenge Series / ALMS. We have a three-way tie, so we're going to have to spin the Big D's Pizza Wheel. We'll have the Big D's Pizza Racing Menu, Weekend Racing Menu coming up as well. We'll have the Ryan Weekman Weekend Weather Pit Stop without Ryan Weekman. So I guess it would just be the Weekend Weather Pits. Ryan's on vacation. We just missed him this morning, so he's going to be off all next week too. So we're going to have to come up with a different forecast next week.
The Weekend Weather Pit Stop with Ron Miller.
We can do that.
Yeah. Or Ron Miller will fill in. Got to pay some bills here before we get to our racing roundup. A lot of racing action from this past weekend. Oakshade Raceway, our presenting sponsor. We're the fastest meet to race every Saturday night, at least through the end of September. As racing will continue. This weekend is season championship night. It's the final night for points racing at Oakshade, all four classes. And there's some pretty tight point battles in the Sportsman and the Bombers. I believe the Bombers is like 8 points there.
Yeah, that one's really close.
Yeah. So, things will be decided Saturday night at Oakshade. It's also a trick-or-treat night, as a matter of fact, which I just found out.
Really?
Yeah. So I guess you can wear a costume and bring candy. I think the kids are supposed to be wearing the costumes.
I'm going to pretend to be a race car driver.
Yeah. That is an original costume. Nobody else will ever have thought of that. OakshadeRaceway.com for more information. Contact Freeze Frame Photos for all your racing photo needs, from action shots to victory lane. They have all your favorite drivers. They also do special photo shoots by appointment. Freeze Frame Photos, special moments frozen in time. Give them a call, 419-476-9978, and check out some of their custom items that they can do for you as well, like calendars, canned koozies,
hero cards,
artsy fartsy stuff.
Hero cards, yeah.
They do hero cards too.
Very cool.
Driver cards, yeah.
Yeah. That'd be pretty cool. I think we ought to get them to do like a trading card kind of thing. Put driver stats on the back, like football cards.
Oh, yeah.
Larry Reese did some of those years ago.
Card.
I had
like playing card size.
That was like baseball card size.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. And they should sell them with a stick of gum in it as well. Make it authentic.
It's got to be rock hard and just
Really?
Yes,
Absolutely.
that'd be the worst piece of crap gum there is. But the cards will be cool and very collectible. Dittman Motorsports, give them a call for performance parts, custom bodies, fabrication, racing fuels. Hoosier Tires. Yeah, they have Hoosier Tires. And
Probably one of the few people in the country.
Yeah. Hoosier Tires, not daddies.
Hoosier
They don't
Tires,
have daddies
no.
there. 419-283-8580. Actually, there is one daddy. I guess Craig is a daddy. So
Yeah.
Hoosier Tires daddy.
Granddaddy, too.
When you call him, tell him Hammer Down Racing Report sent you. Also, make sure to check out Big D's Pizza, Subs, Ribs, Chicken, and more in Clyde, Ohio. I was just talking to Dean before we came on tonight. He says we got to get done by 8 o'clock because the Buckeyes, I guess, are playing tonight.
Oh, geez.
Being a Spartan, I could care less. It's also too early for football.
I'm not worried about football yet. I'm talking about racing.
419-547-1444. Order online at orderbigdspizza.com. It's a good night to order pizza. So,
Yeah.
get your order in for if you are watching the game later on tonight. Big D's Pizza, big on taste, not on price. Also have to thank Real Geese Silhouette Decoys, Ron Miller Race Cars, and we already mentioned everybody else. So,
Ron Miller Race Cars wants to know if you ever got brakes on your truck, Scott.
as a matter of fact, I did.
Really?
I think so. Yeah.
And
I had a little bit of an issue getting to the track on Saturday. That blew out a brake line on the truck.
Oh no!
My trailer has no brakes either, so I almost drove past the country road. I couldn't stop to turn, and I got to slow down enough. I'm like, I think I can make it. So I just threw it. No cars were coming. Made it. Then this kind of rolled down. Everything was good. So I had to replace all the brake lines in the rear, but all good. Actually, used a part I got from you, as a matter of fact, an All-Star T, that I had gotten for the old Ocho, but I never ended up using. So now it's on the truck.
I wonder if you ever paid for that.
Probably. Wait, do I owe you for something?
I don't have a clue.
I think I do. Oh, for those bolts. I owe you for those bolts.
What bolts?
The bolts to my brake rotor on.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. All right. Radio for 2 there. Moving on. How about that racing roundup?
Yeah.
Racing Roundup brought to you this week by Jagged Edge Blade Works, axe throwing extraordinaires. You can find them at the Van Wert County Fair this weekend. I got to give a shout out to Chris Mize. He's giving me heck. He was going to come see me this weekend at Shady Bowl for the Ohio Wheelman Series race, but it looks like he's not going to make it. But Chris had the Ohio Wheelman at Sandusky Speedway this past weekend. We'll talk about that in a minute. Kicking off the Racing Roundup, Attica Raceway Park was in action with Trey Jacobs making a last lap pass on Cole Macedo for the 410 sprint feature win Friday night. Greg Wilson finished third. Nathan Loney drove to his first career Attica late model feature win over Ryan Missler and Devin Shields. Paul Weaver won his 6th 305 feature of the season at Attica. 11th if you include his Fremont wins, and his 62nd career Attica 305 win. Jamie Miller finished second, and Casey Jedrzak finished third. At Oakshade Raceway, that guy we're going to talk to later, Rusty Schlenk, picked up his 7th win of the season at the ALMS Oakshade Attica Late Model Challenge Series finale. Devin Shields finished second and earned the Challenge Series championship. Cody Bauer came home third. Rusty Smith won his 7th UMP Sportsman feature of the year over Mike Jessen and Josh Robertson. Jeff Oakes Jr. took advantage of Colin Schilt's last lap mishap to win the Bomber A main. Schilt finished second with Adam Lance third. Joe Carr held off Jason Deschler to win the Compact A main, and Dylan Burt was the Bomber B main winner. At Flat Rock Speedway, Derek Shepard won a 250-lap feature for the Vault Antiques and Treasures ARCA Enduro Series. The 2021 season championship Enduro Series went down to the last lap as Nathan Sprotberry and Kyle DePennigan ended up in a tie for the title. At Sandusky Speedway in the Renegades, Clayton Oliver took the feature win over Eric Johnson and Bryant McCoy. Jeff Kuykendall took the Ohio Wheelman Series victory over Dennis Wood and Josh Way. In the modified feature, Preston Walker took the checkers over Jason Wells and Matt Marlowe. At Montpelier Motor Speedway, Bud Roberts took the win in the UMP Modifieds over Dylan Woodling and Zeke McKenzie. In the Superstocks, Lee Hobbs won the feature with Todd Sherman finishing second and Glenn Bradley taking third. Josh Gamblin won the Hornets feature over Jeremy Jones and Kyle Drew. And in the Dirt Track Trucks, Raleigh Hyder Jr. took the checkers over Vincent Wagner and Jamie Heiser. Shady Bowl Speedway was in action with the Dave Nagel Excavating late models for the third of 4 Ohio 300 races. 75 laps were the distance, and it was the Bobby Jacks Memorial. Matt Parsons took the win after a mishap at about the halfway point involving the race leader at the time, Josh Smith, and a lapped car. Smith would come home fourth, while Parsons picked up the win. Kyle Jones was second, and Chad Pendleton rounded out the podium. In the Adams Automotive Street Stocks, it was a 70-lap Steve Brandenberry Memorial with Josh Sage picking up the win with, again, yet another lap car playing in this role of this. As a lap car got into third place, Chris Parker, halfway through the race, which allowed Josh Sage to get by and take the win. Chad Pendleton came home second there, and Chris Parker did come home third. In the Wooten Automotive and Towing Modifieds, Chris Parker would get his redemption as he set quick time for the night. Also picked up the feature win in the 30-lap modified feature over Greg Jackson and Logan McPherson. And in the 75-lap Wet and Wild Enduro was Tyler Mahaffey picking up the win over Seth Rager and Tim Double. Let me tell you guys, that Wet and Wild Enduro was insane. I've never seen so many water balloons in my life. I launched.
You were saying there were supposed to be like 1,000 of them or something?
There was a truck back in the pit area that had a catapult rigged up on the back of the truck, 2 poles in the back, and then a big slingshot. They launched somewhere between 1,500 and 2,000 off the back of that during the race.
Wow.
We had, kids everywhere throwing water balloons. I launched at least there was at least 200 or 250 off the roof of the tower out onto the track. And it was the whole race.
How was your
water
arm?
balloons. Oh, we had a slingshot. I not that crazy.
Oh.
We threw a few by hand too. It wasn't that bad, but it was a good time. We had one red flag. We did have one car get upside down. He even said he had a blast the whole time, even though it was so slick and it actually caused the wreck. But it was insane. It's the coolest thing I think I've ever seen in a enduro race, and we're definitely doing it again next year. So moving on.
At least the pavement cars, they have windshields.
Yes.
Protect.
We got a couple ideas next year, maybe doing some chicken wire on the passenger side door to keep the balloon more from coming in.
That's like cheating.
Drivers.
That's no fun.
But still, getting the track wet and hitting the windshield. They don't have a couple of the enduro cars still had the wipers in them, which was quite hilarious seeing them come on. But it was a fun time, and like I said, all the drivers loved it, and it really was. The fans were into it. I've never seen that many fans stick around at the end of the night for an enduro race, to be quite honest. It was awesome. So, Flow Racing All-Star Circuit of Champions were in action last weekend with Tyler Courtney grabbing his first ever Flow Racing All-Star Circuit of Champions victory in Pennsylvania Posse Country on Thursday night at Grandview. Anthony Macri, who started on the pole, held on to finish second, followed by Justin Peck. The Jack Dunn Memorial at Williams Grove Speedway on Friday night was rained out just as the drivers' meeting was getting started. Corey Eliason won Saturday night's Kramer Clash at Lincoln Speedway. He led all 36 laps to make $7,300. Parker Price Miller snuck past Justin Peck for second, and Peck held on to third. Sunday at BAP Speedway, Danny Dietrich took the lead from Hunter Schoenberg with 2 laps left to collect his 15th career All-Star victory. Schoenberg held on to finish second, and Ryan Smith finished third. Next up.
Hey, hold on a second, Jerry. Ron wants to interrupt with something. He wanted to bring Rusty and Carter in here real quick. What is it that's so important?
I thought we could keep Jerry going. And
I thought you were okay.
No.
All right, never mind. Continue.
All right. Next up for the All-Stars, Attica Raceway Park on Friday and Saturday this weekend. Next up, Lucas Oil Late Model Dirt Series was in action with Hudson O'Neill taking his winning ways to Port Royal Speedway on Thursday night during the opening round of the Rumble by the River. Jonathan Davenport was second for the second straight race. Ricky Thornton Jr. crossed the line third. Current Lucas Oil Late Model Dirt Series Championship points leader Tim McCready took another big step in his quest for his first series title by winning Friday night's event at Port Royal Speedway over Jimmy Owens and Tyler Erb. Due to torrential rainfall during the late afternoon hours and an unfavorable forecast for Sunday, Lucas Oil Late Model Dirt Series and Port Royal Speedway track officials have canceled the Rumble by the River finale. There will not be a makeup date. Next up for the Lucas Oil Late Models, Portsmouth Raceway Park in Portsmouth, Ohio, this Saturday with the River Days Rumble. On Sunday, they'll be battling for a $30,000 top prize at Tyler County Speedway in Middleburg, West Virginia for the 53rd annual Hillbilly 100. Word about Outlaws Knott's Energy Drink Sprint Cars were in action. Donnie Schatz started fourth in the 30-lap feature Friday night at I-80 Speedway and marched forward to take the lead on lap 10. Schatz finished more than 3 seconds ahead of Sheldon Hodenshield and Carson Macedo. Sheldon Hodenshield won Sunday night's Rushmore Outlaw Showdown at Black Hill Speedway. Hod took the lead from Schatz on the backstretch of the opening lap and went on to take the checkers almost a second ahead of Schatz. David Gravel came home third. Next up for the World of Outlaw Sprint Cars, Skagit Speedway in Burlington, Washington for the Sage Fruit Skagit Nationals tomorrow through Sunday. And then on Monday the 6th, the series moves to Grays Harbor Speedway in Elma, Washington. World of Outlaws Morton Buildings Late Models Devin Moran claimed the World of Outlaws Morton Buildings Late Model Series feature last Thursday at Davenport Speedway. Bobby Pierce finished second, and Frank Hackinash Jr. rounded out the podium. Brandon Shepard cruised to his 7th World of Outlaws Morton Building Late Model Series victory of the season Friday night at Davenport. Bobby Pierce finished in the runner-up spot for the second consecutive night, and Devin Moran backed up his win on Thursday with a third-place finish in the Big D's Pizza Mobile. Saturday night at Davenport, Devin Moran overcame power steering issues to score the $30,000 victory in the final night of the Quad Cities 150. Brian Shirley, the race's hard charger, drove his way to second after starting 15th, and Boom Briggs crossed the line third. Next up for the World of Outlaws late models, Cherokee Speedway in Gaffney, South Carolina for the Rock Galt Memorial tonight, Livonia Speedway in Livonia, Georgia on Friday, and Volunteer Speedway in Bulls Gap, Tennessee on Saturday the 4th. In ARCA Menard Series action, Ty Gibbs qualified on the pole and led every lap of the ARCA Menard Series Sprecher 500 at the Milwaukee Mile on Sunday afternoon. Sam Mayer, two-time ARCA Menard Series East champion, finished second, and Daniel Dye rounded out the podium. Next up for the ARCA Menard Series, the Southern Illinois 100 at DuQuoin State Fairgrounds this Sunday at 9 p.m. on MAV TV and NBC Track Pass. In NASCAR action, Justin Haley took the checkers in the Ring to Lane Wawa 250 on Saturday afternoon at Daytona International Speedway. He crossed the finish line beside his College Racing teammate A.J. Allmendinger, and Justin Allgaier finished third. In the Cup Series, it was Ryan Blaney escaping two late race crashes to score his second straight NASCAR Cup Series victory during Coke Zero Sugar 400 at Daytona. Chris Buescher came to the finish line second, but was later disqualified in post-race inspection when NASCAR discovered his car did not conform to the rules for the rear subframe assembly track bar mounting assembly. Bubba Wallace was promoted to second, and Ryan Newman finished third. Next up, the Cup Series is in action with the Cookout Southern 500 at Darlington on Sunday on NBC Sports Network. The Xfinity Series is in action with the Sports Clips Haircuts VFW Help a Hero 200 at Darlington on Saturday at 3:30 p.m. on NBC Sports Network. And the trucks are in action with the In It to Win 200 at Darlington on Sunday at 1:30 on Fox Sports 1. And that does it for this week's Racing Roundup.
All right. Are we glitchy on your end? I don't know if it's our internet or your internet. I wonder if it's the internet here. I don't know. We're having problems from the Ron Miller Race Car Studios 2.0.
If it is, it's the first time we've had problems.
Yeah.
Well, we do apologize. Moving on, we have our guests here with us.
Yes,
Let's switch gears and bring Carter and Rusty front and center. First off, how are you guys?
Good, you?
Oh, wonderful.
Super duper. There we go. So, Carter, you made your debut, I guess, this weekend practicing in a Sportsman. Is that correct?
Yep.
And what's this? I heard that you tried one of your dad's tricks, kind of scuffed up the spoiler a little bit.
Yeah, a little bit.
We gotta work on his wall brushes. It was a little harder than needed to be. Dad does it a little more graceful than he does. We gotta work on that a little.
Well, it just takes more practice, right?
Yeah, he blew the whole decking out of it, but it was it wasn't as bad as it could have been. He hit that hole in the middle of 1 and 2, and the car started pushing towards the wall. So he did what he needed to do, and I thought he was going to take the front clip up, but he spun it around and hit it with the back end. Right? Yeah, he throttled the back. Yep, he throttled up.
Nice. So was this the first time in a full-size stock car for Carter?
Yeah.
Okay. Have you run go-karts or anything else prior to this?
Yeah, I've been running go-karts since I was 3.
Okay. So it's just not your first time behind the wheel then, by any means.
No.
About 1 million laps in the track out behind your house?
Oh, yeah. He's wore out a lot of Harbor Freight motors.
So let me ask you this. How old are you?
11.
11. Okay. All right. And you can reach the pedals and see over the dashboard, right?
Yeah, we did do work to it, but yeah, I can now.
Carter, how old was your dad when he first started racing?
I don't know, 11, I think.
I was going to say, I'm pretty sure you've heard those stories.
My first race at Oakshade, I was 11.
And what class did you start off in? Bombers?
Bomber, yeah.
Okay. So why a Sportsman?
It's the cheapest option. I've already got everything to do it.
Because the family has a bunch of late model chassis.
Yeah,
and
we have hand-me-down late models. I don't have any bombers. It was we were actually gonna put a bomber together. I was talking to a couple different people about putting a bomber together for him, but honestly, it was going to cost twice as much to put a bomber together than what it was just to put him in one of my in my old crate late model and put some small tires on it. So we just decided to go that route.
So would this be a Domination race car?
Yep.
Awesome.
602 crate motor?
No, it's actually right now it's got a 604 in it. But I bought a motor I actually bought Jerry Signer's Sportsman motor. So when he races, we're gonna put Jerry's motor in it.
So let me put you on the spot. When's the first race?
Well, I don't know. He was just out there bugging me. We're gonna try. We were gonna try for this weekend, but I don't think it's gonna happen. I just got too much to do. We still got to swap motors and all that. So if everything goes well, hopefully next weekend.
There you go. Carter, are you ready?
Yeah.
Now you said you've had a lot of experience in go-karts. Did any of that experience translate over into the full-size stock car?
I mean,
did you take anything you learned from the go-karts and apply that to that, or was it just totally different?
it was a lot different, but just in go-karts, you got to be smooth and be careful so you don't wreck your whole car, and you have to do it in a big car too.
There you go. All right. So were you excited about doing this out at Oakshade, and did it take a few laps to get up to speed?
Yeah, it took like 5 laps to finally get up to speed, and yeah, I was really excited for it.
I've been racing for 5 years, and I still am not up to speed.
How much coaching did your dad give you?
I don't know, a lot.
Were you paying any attention to him standing on the back stretch, or did you just kind of ignore that?
Yeah, I was paying attention to him and Dusty.
Okay.
They were doing hand signals.
Okay. Now, when you're racing, are they going to be having the sticks, to give you signals to tell you how close cars are behind you?
Absolutely not. He needs to focus on the track, not the sticks.
That's probably good.
Kind of like his dad.
Yes. I don't even look at my stick half the time.
Don't need no stinking sticks.
So what's your long-term plan here, or is there one? Is it just going to you're just going to do the Sportsman thing and see how that goes, or is there like a long-term plan, like do the Sportsman for a few years and then move up to a late model and take on Colin and your dad?
Yeah, I'm probably gonna do Sportsman for a few years and then move up to a late model.
He's got big plans for my money.
The next question from there is then who does mom root for?
I don't know. She's already freaking out about watching both my dad and my brother, so it's gonna be hard to watch all three of us.
Well, as long as who she's gonna with you and your brother should be able to watch us.
There you go. So how does she feel about Carter getting into a race car?
About the same as she did when Colin got into it. She knew the time was coming, so I think she was prepared. She doesn't really. I don't want to say she doesn't like it. She loves the fact that he's racing and wants him to, but she's a worrywart. She's definitely nervous and scared and excited and all the motherly emotions that you would expect.
Does she have the T-shirts, the Carter Schlenk T-shirts, ready to go yet?
Hey, why don't we call her in here? I know she's watching this. She needs to get in here and answer these questions for herself. So
yeah,
Danny, come on. We've had a few talks about some T-shirts and stuff. There's nothing in the plans yet, but I'm sure for next year we'll have something.
All right. Well, let me ask you this, and maybe you don't know the answer to this. Maybe this is a Danny question as well, but between you and Colin, how are the shirt sales? Who's got more sales there?
I don't know. That's probably a Danny question too. I know we've been doing really good this year in shirt sales. But I do know that Colin's been doing awesome too. I know generally every week it seems like we do about double to what he does. But when he brought out the purple car and the CMA shirts, I think he's been kicking our butt with that ever since that came out. So I think everybody's been buying. I've seen a sea of purple at Oakshade the last couple of weeks, so I think he might have kicked my butt the last few weeks in merch sales.
Well, that feature win probably didn't hurt sales either.
No, definitely not. That was huge for him. That was awesome.
So how? I assume that Carter, you race your dad in the go-karts. Do you race the go-karts, Rusty?
Yeah, we haven't done much this year at all. I've just been too busy, so the go-kart track's all grown up with grass right now. But oh yeah, I've made a lot of laps pushing his little butt around there, and then he got to the point where he figured it out, and he's got a slight weight advantage. So now I can't even catch him.
That was my next question. Was how does he fare against you? But I guess that answers that. So
yeah.
Any strategies going into that first night of competition against the rest of the Sportsman crew? I assume plans are just to run the Oakshade then with that Sportsman.
Yeah, I think that's what we'll do. I'm going to keep the crate motor too in case we go somewhere else where they allow crates. We might take him crate racing a little bit maybe next year. I'm not sure, but I won't rule that out. But yeah, definitely, I think that's just going to be the plan is Oakshade with the Sportsman for now, and then we'll see how things go. If he's doing good, I might take him to some crate races too.
Okay. Is a plan to run a full season next year, or just hit and miss?
Well, I don't know. That's kind of gonna depend on whether he can survive without me for a few nights. I don't. Maybe hopefully the grandparents will take over and drag him to the racetrack, because I mean obviously I'm not at Oakshade every week. So if he's gonna do a full season, which isn't out of the question, but he's gonna have to choose whether with me or.
What's your feeling on that, Carter?
I don't know.
Would you rather race or go watch Dad?
That's a hard decision because I love watching him.
Okay.
Well, now, with getting him into big cars at this age, obviously still school's a big thing. Do you guys have restrictions for him as far as what his grades have to be for him to be able to race?
He doesn't know this yet, but yeah, that's definitely going to be one huge thing. I'm not worried about it right now. I mean, if it comes to that point, yeah, he'll have to make a decision. Keep your grades up or don't race. But he's always got really good grades, and I'm not worried about that. He's a good kid. So if he wasn't, we wouldn't have a race car right now.
So that first night of competition, say you get a real good draw and you're starting up front. Are you gonna stay up front, or are you gonna go to the rear, and try and stay out of the way? What's that plan? Should that happen?
I'm gonna try to stay up front, but if I know there's somebody behind me that's faster than me, I'm gonna try to race them. But I'm gonna also let them by because I don't want to hold them up.
Okay. How's that car? Is that a fast car?
It feels like it, yeah.
It's a domination. It's got to be good, right?
And it's got it looks like a pretty sharp car too. And you're keeping the 91 there.
Yeah, what number are you going to be?
91.
I guess we're keeping it.
Okay. All right. Well,
yeah, this is the same car. This is the same car that Dustin Sauter drove last year at Oakshade. And then I drove it.
Whoa!
It was the race down to Magnolia, Mississippi.
There you go. Oh. You disappeared for a moment, and then you came back.
Are we back?
You're back.
You're back.
Okay.
So,
yeah, I drove this car at Magnolia, Mississippi last year for that big crate race down there at the end of the year, and I think we ended up 4th in that deal. So it's a pretty good car.
Awesome. Okay. So if you change that to a late model and start running against your dad, you're gonna have to put a letter on there. We're gonna go with like 91C or something.
91S.
91S. I like the S.
There
S
we
is
go.
good. Rusty's like, huh? You realize we have you on the show so that the next time you go out and race, you're going to win because that's the way it usually works. So your first race, not this weekend, but most likely next weekend, you said is going to be his first race.
Oh
So
boy.
there you go. No pressure.
No pressure.
No pressure on you. Carter.
Done.
Great. He's already been asking questions. What happens if I win my first race? I'm like, well, let's just worry about putting it in the trailer the first night.
Yeah,
In one piece.
Exactly. There you go. So
that's a big concern for anybody anymore.
Right. No, I was actually very impressed. I don't know if you guys got to see any of the videos of him, but he did awesome.
We did.
Lap time wise, he was really good. There was
On a very challenging racetrack.
Yeah.
Yes, he kept a good line. He didn't get too out of control. The one time there, he did get into the hole. He was picking up speed every lap and driving a little harder into one and harder into one. So I knew it was coming eventually. I knew he was going to hit that hole wrong, but he finally hit it. He hit it wrong one time and got out of shape and backed it into the backstretch wall there. But I mean, there's about 50 of us that have been crashed by that hole this year at Oakshade. So I'm not going to hold that against him because the rest of the day he did really awesome.
okay. So and you're not just a race car driver. You play football too.
Yep.
What position do you play?
I play offensive end and safety.
Okay. All right. Which do you prefer?
Safety.
Yeah, defense is more fun.
Yeah.
That's not racing's not gonna affect that, is it?
No.
If you had to choose one, or if you had to choose one or the other, which would you rather choose? Playing football or racing race car? I know I'm asking you this, and you haven't actually raced in competition yet, but.
I mean, I don't know. I like them both a lot, but so far, I think I'll choose racing.
Okay, that's a good answer.
I don't know, Carter. Long term, football could pay better.
Yeah.
I don't know if
But
he's built like
you
his
have
father. He's not NFL material. We're too short and fat.
There's room for short, fat guys, Rusty.
Boy. So Rusty, you were leading the national points earlier in the season. Now you've slipped back behind Bobby Pierce. Do you still have hopes of being able to catch him and win another national championship?
I don't think it's possible to catch him. He's had an awesome year. We were just talking about that the other day. I'm actually on track. I'm on track to beat my biggest number of wins in a year, which is 22. It's the most I've ever won in a year. We're actually on track to beat that, and still can't win the national championship. I don't think so. It just shows how awesome of a year Bobby's had. He got on a roll there midsummer, and he just hasn't looked back. I think he's been top 3 from everything he's raced from about beginning of June until now. So it's I think it's out of the question. We're just going to try and hold on to second. It's still $10,000 for second national points, and good payday at the end of the year. So we're just going to concentrate on trying to hold on to second. Keep I think Tanner English is pretty close to us. So that's the goal for now.
No, those guys have been running a lot of stuff other than dirt car, though. So any chance of picking up, or do you think that Bobby is going to hang in there and run enough shows?
No, there's too many UMP races. Like I know this weekend he's going to run there's 3 Mars races out in Illinois. I'm sure. I actually think they're racing tonight at Farmer City. And then I think a couple weeks from now, there's another 3-day weekend. So I know for sure he's got at least 6 UMP races left on his schedule. And if he runs halfway decent in any of those, it's pretty much over for us.
All right.
Okay. You won the Wood Tick a few weeks back. Congratulations on that. Nice payday for you there.
Thank you.
I heard of some rumblings, and I'm not sure if this is a touchy subject or not, but there was some like post tech issues or something that was holding up getting paid for that? Has that been sorted out?
We got our check today.
Okay.
Yep. We got our MSD
Did that
box back and our check. We got them today in the mail.
And I saw that there was something yesterday. The Dirt Car announced a rule change for the
right.
ignition box.
There were like 4 or 5 different ignition boxes that effective immediately are no longer allowed.
Is that any that you guys run? I don't have an
No.
ignition box, so not cool.
No, they're the part numbers that they said were illegal. We don't run any of those. We just run the standard 6AL box and all of our stuff, so we don't have. It's not going to affect us at all. But I know there's a lot of people out there that run those other boxes. So MSD is going to make a lot of money this week.
That red 6 box, isn't that kind of an antique?
Well, yeah, but I think there's a lot of different things that you can do with it that you can't do with some of the other boxes. So
Okay.
I think
Because
some
they're
of the
epoxy sealed and the old ones weren't.
some of the engine builders and chassis manufacturers, I think, were exploiting that and kind of ruined it for everybody else. So
How many more years are we going to see Rusty Schlenk in a late model or in a race car period before you kind of just turn the reins over and focus just on the chassis building?
I don't know. I mean, I don't have any foreseeable aspirations to quit at all.
I understand that.
There you go.
I'll probably be 70 some years old sitting next to some guy talking on a radio racing the car when I'm on tape. So,
There we go.
I want to probably end up taking over Ron's shoes someday. No, I don't know. I enjoy what I do, and I really feel like I've had this talk with Ron before. I feel like you've got to be in the cars to develop them. So even if I do back off racing a little bit, even if I don't say I'd ever quit, might back down a little, but I feel like I'll always be in a race car. Just as long as I'm building them, I've got to develop them, and there's nobody better than myself to. If I make changes, I need to know how they feel. I mean, I can take other people's word for it, but it's easier just to jump in the car and do it myself.
Yeah, I know how that goes. Craig's always asking me about how my car handles since I got my car from him, and I'm like, I
don't know.
It's all right. And then he went in and hot lapped it once and was like, man, the thing's pushing like a dump truck. I was like, it was fine for me. I don't know what your problem is. So I know what you're saying there. You don't know, you being in it yourself and having developed it, you're more connected with it and know what exactly the car needs or the chassis would need, right?
Yeah, and that's the biggest thing I've learned after selling all these race cars is I've got a lot of really good drivers in our cars. They run well. I mean, Brad Wade, Dusty Moore, Cody Bauer. I mean, there's just there's so many people. Colin. I mean, there's just so many people that even just at the Oakshade level, Jim Plotz. I mean, I know I'm missing a bunch of people, but just those are just some examples of people that have jumped in these cars and they go out and they run really good. They run up front. They're competitive and but they don't do it enough. They only run a couple times a week, maybe 20, maybe 30 times a year. So they don't have the feedback. I mean, they can get out of the car and maybe tell me, hey, it's a little tight or a little loose, but it's hard to develop a car if I'm not in them. And I don't have any Billy Moyers or Scott Bloomquist that race 200 times a year to be able to bounce the feedback back off of me. So I feel like all my customers kind of look at me to keep them in fresh setups and the newest and the greatest stuff. So I don't see any other way to do it than to do it myself.
Well, keep making them faster, and maybe we'll have Moyer and Bloomquist as a driver of your car. So what's your racing plans for this weekend? I know that usually you say I wait until the morning and then I decide what I'm going to do, but do you have any plans going into this weekend?
As of now, we're going to go to Attica and Oakshade, and then we're tossing around the idea of either Eldora or Merritt on Sunday. We haven't quite made up our mind yet, but I think I'm leaning towards Merritt. It's 10,000 to win up there, and our track record up there this year has been pretty good, so we may go up there and try and win another 10 grand.
Well, and I saw that Attica's paying a little above normal for Friday night.
3,000.
Yeah, I think it's 3,000, I believe, on Friday night up there.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Well, one of our listeners on YouTube, Dark Energy, wanted to know why you don't race at Attica anymore, and so obviously that's not even a thing.
I'm at Attica quite often.
What about? Yeah. What about the World 100? Any plans to compete in that this year?
No, we had talked about it this week. That was kind of it came up for a brief second, but it's just it's way too long this year. I think you've got to be there on Tuesday. You're there all week. I've got way too much work to do in the shop right now. I got some customer stuff I need to get ready and get finished up, and I'm trying to get Carter's car done and get him out on the track. So I'm just not gonna have time to go do it. We'll just probably race around local next week and watch Eldora from the garage while we're working.
And you'll be able to watch Carter in his debut then. And somebody pointed out, Carter, that if you're in the Sportsman A, you're lined up in the chute, so you won't be able to watch the late model feature if you're racing. Is that going to be a problem?
I don't know.
He's not going to care. He's watched me enough.
Okay.
Who's
your pick?
You got to drag him to the stands anyway to watch the feature. He's usually playing football or something behind the grandstand, so I don't think he cares if he watches anymore.
Who's your pick for to win the World 100 this year?
I don't know yet.
Either of you.
Who do you think's going to win it?
I don't know. There's a lot of cars that have been really fast.
Who's your favorite though?
Probably Davenport.
I knew that was coming. He's a JD fan.
Okay. All right. So would he root for Davenport over you if you guys are racing head to head?
Well, I'm pretty sure when I beat him at the Dome, I think he might have been mad at me for beating him. I'm not sure.
Oh. Well, that's right. Is the Dome happening this year?
So far so good. It looks like they're
planning on going down there.
Yeah. As of now, that's our plan. I think there's a couple of us going. I think we're gonna have a couple domination cars there, hopefully. So that's my favorite show every year. I kind of sucked that it's been getting canceled because of the COVID stuff. So hopefully they get it in this year.
Yeah, hopefully. All right. Well, before we let you go, because I know you're a busy guy, Rusty, but Carter, you need some practice at this, and here's your opportunity. Who's your sponsors on your car?
Do you have any yet?
No.
I saw
obviously domination race cars. You got to get those guys in there.
Who all helps put the car together? Who all we got stuff from to help put the car together?
I don't know.
Domination race cars.
Yeah.
Can't forget that one.
No.
Who gives your fire suits and stuff for you?
No, I forget his name.
Velocita.
Yeah, Velocita.
Velocita fire suits. Where do we get the plastic from for the nose piece? Oh man, we got a lot of work to do.
Yeah.
There you go. Yeah. You got some more coaching to do.
Dominator
if you're gonna win some races, you're gonna have to know all this stuff, or have it on your car so you can turn around and look at your car and read it all off of there.
You can't win a race and then yell, "Hey, Dad!"
We're gonna have to work on the sponsor thing. Technically, he doesn't have any yet, so seeking sponsors.
All right.
Kind of threw a curveball at him.
Yeah, I was setting him up there. You know, you haven't even been in your first race, and I'm already getting you to plug your sponsor. I'm preparing you for when you win that first race, and you need to, thank all your sponsors. They like that. It helps bring in more.
Well, and you've been on the show,
so I hear.
You're going to have to be prepared for Saturday because I'm pretty sure my track record's almost 100% after being on the show.
That's right. So you're going to get the win tomorrow night at Attica then, right?
Hopefully.
Okay.
Maybe it'll be a twofer this time, Scott.
There you go. Be a first. Sure. Well, Carter, good luck on your upcoming racing career, and I'm looking forward to that first time that you beat your dad in a late model. You know, maybe a few years down the road, but I'm sure it'll happen. Maybe you, Colin, and your dad could have a 1, 2, 3 finish. That'd be a pretty cool deal.
And
As long
10
as
years
I'm-
from
as
now,
long as I'm
when
first.
you
Yeah, exactly.
10 years from now, when you win the World 100, you'll think back and think, man, Scott and Jerry and Ron, they were the first ones to interview me. Now I'm here.
There you go.
Maybe he'll remember
10
his
years.
sponsors by then too.
You got some time to work on it. Well, guys, we appreciate the time, and Rusty, good luck with everything you got going on. Carter, we look forward to seeing your debut at Oakshade, most likely a week. Is there anything that would change it from being a week from Saturday?
Rain.
Just time
That's
and
it.
rain.
Time and rain. Well, let's hope for neither. Well, we can have time, but yeah, let's hope for the R word not happening. So,
Right.
looking forward to seeing that.
And a lot of fans will be watching too.
Oh yeah,
No
sure they
pressure.
will.
Yeah, no pressure.
Have you taught? I should have asked you this, Rusty. Have you taught him how to deal with the booze? Because I know you get as many cheers as and you get success, and then you start developing the people that don't like to see you win. So you deal with the booze just as well. Is that something you prepare him for?
Well, I think I've been preparing him for it. Unfortunately, for the last 10 years, he's had to deal with a lot of unruly fans that didn't like his father very much. So I think he's ready for it. He's been known to maybe cuss out a couple people in the grandstands on his way to Victory Lane as they were heckling his father. So I think he's prepared for that. And unfortunately, I believe he's gonna gain the same fans and haters that I've acquired over the years. They're gonna jump right onto him. So it seems like that's kind of what happened with Colin. Is he gained the fans that I had already gained, and he gained the haters that I already had. So I'm sure it's going to be the same for this little guy.
The next generation of fans will be following him as well,
You'll have
or booing him, whatever.
You'll have a whole new cheering section and a whole new booing section.
Just warn him about the little girls.
Oh yeah, there you go.
Oh, good Lord, he doesn't need any more of those.
You've made it if you're getting the booze, though. You've done something because.
Yep.
Yeah. So, good luck to you guys, and we'll see you out at the track.
Thank you. Thanks for having us on.
Yep.
See you all Saturday.
See you guys.
See ya.
Yeah.
There you go. Carter Schlenk, Rusty Schlenk, and it'll be fun to watch to see how Carter does there in the Sportsman.
Absolutely.
And watching him
I'm looking forward to
develop.
getting up to Oakshade to see it.
There you go. You'll have to have the R word down at that shady place. That place is awfully shady.
Hey, now.
Got to thank Real Geese Silhouette Decoys, the most technologically advanced goose and duck decoys ever produced, manufactured here in the U.S. Check out realgeese.com or call 419-800-8100. Check out some of the Real Geese clothing and gear, all kinds of cool stuff they have on sale on the website as well. Again, that's realgeese.com. Moving ahead, got a little bit of racing news here before we do get to our Twitter poll results and tonight's How Many, a chance to win a Big D's pizza in our racing menu. And we've got 9 minutes. I think we can do it. What do you guys think? Okay.
Talk fast, Scott.
Here we go.
We got this.
Officials from 2311 Racing announced Friday afternoon that the some of this is a little bit old news as of now, but it's come out since our last. I see you, Jerry.
Read down.
See, now you're
I'm
distracting me
big.
and prologuing things. There we go. There you go. So some of this is from last Friday, but it was after our last show. But Kurt Busch has officially signed with the organization 2311 to pilot the number 45 Monster Energy Toyota Camry beginning next year in the Cup Series. And you might remember, I don't think the 45 has been used since Adam Petty had it when he met his untimely death at, New Hampshire, I believe.
And some very interesting conversations between Kyle Petty and
I
Kurt
think
Busch.
he was okay with it.
No, they were real good with it. They actually buried a bunch of hatches.
Just the tip.
Yeah.
Just the tip. NASCAR officials confirmed on Friday what had been rumored for months, and this I think looks stupid, but car numbers on the Cup Series cars are going to be moved forward right behind the front wheel. in the NASCAR Cup Series beginning next season. The movement of the car number will allow more room for sponsorship branding on the sides of each race car. When the next-gen car makes its competition debut in 2022, the move will only take place in the Cup Series, and numbers will remain in the same place on the Xfinity and Truck Series. Have you seen the pictures of the cars with the numbers?
I have.
Before?
It's disgusting.
I don't know what it just. Maybe I get used to it. Maybe I don't know, but just
I suppose if race cars had always looked like that and they decided to put them in the middle of the door, we'd think it was stupid.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah,
it's just weird. Maybe that's it. Ryan Blaney had Lima Land on his Daytona winning car as part of NASCAR hometown tracks program. We had it on the C pillar, I believe it was. Just said Lima Land on it. It was pretty cool.
Yeah,
so
awesome.
They were in victory lane. Yeah. Congratulations on that, Jerry.
Thank you very much. I had a big thing to do with that.
I bet.
I'm sure.
Due to the current tire shortages, officials believe it is in the best interest of I-80 Speedway and the Lucas Oil Late Model Dirt Series to cancel Wednesday's September 15th Go 50. They look forward to returning to I-80 Speedway in 2022. Teams will now make Knoxville Raceway in Knoxville, Iowa, their first and final stop for the weekend. On that weekend there to compete in the 17th annual Lucas Oil Late Model Knoxville Nationals. That'll be happening on the 16th through the 18th of September.
Wonder how Lucas Oil decides who gets tires and who doesn't. Oh,
it's all about the Benjamins.
Knoxville I-80. Okay, Knoxville wins.
Yeah. After serving a 30-day suspension levied by the World of Outlaws NASA Energy Drink Sprint Car Series for an attempt to circumvent the sanctioning body's inspection process and subsequently parting with Roth Motorsports, Aaron Reitzel returns to racing this weekend at Attica, as a matter of fact, in the All-Star Circuit Champions. He'll be aboard the Ridge and Sons number 8 with crew chief Tyler Schlenk. Reitzel replaces Leighton Jeffries after his contract with the team expired in last weekend's season finale at Knoxville Raceway. So Reitzel's back in a ride there. Earl Person Jr. will make his final start in Lucas Oil number 1 Black Diamond Chassis house car during this weekend's Lucas Oil Late Model Dirt Series events. The amicable split comes as Pearson and the Ronnie and Terry Stuckey-owned team look to pursue different endeavors moving forward. And there's actually some extra incentive at Attica on actually both Friday and Saturday for the All-Star, or for the 410s for the local guys. I'm sorry, I was distracted by Jerry's looking over there. It was like he was Dave Gumby's over there, and it's like you're looking right at him, like he's there. It's freaking me out.
I'm looking at the Cherokee Speedway, the World of Outlaws.
Oh, okay.
Morton Building late models
anyway.
With the MAV TV number 6 currently on the screen.
All right. So the extra incentive for the 410s on both Friday and Saturday, if you're top 15 in points at Attica and you get the win, you're going to get an extra $1,000. If you don't get the win, the highest finisher that does not win will get $500. And again, that's for the top 15 in points at Attica. So that's kind of a cool deal. A little extra incentive for one of the hometown guys to get the win. NASCAR Truck Series Championship playoff qualifier, I should say, Carson Hocevar will return to Toledo Speedway for the 33rd running of the Central Transport Glass City 200 on September 18th. Hocevar returns as the defending race winner of the ARCA CRA Super Series powered by JEG's late model portion of the 200 event. Do you guys see this Jordan Fish stuff? Do you know who Jordan Fish is?
No.
Jordan Fish apparently is Denny Hamlin's significant other, I guess you could say. They're not married, but they've been together since 2007. They have two daughters, and there were some strange tweets that Jordan Fish had tweeted out. This is the quote, and we're not sure if she's been hacked or if this is real because the Twitter account that this came from has since been deleted. And there hasn't been any response from Denny or anything, even though Denny was tagged in this. This is what the tweets read. Quote, "I've been quiet for far too long, and I've endured things no one person should ever have to endure, and today was no exception. Denny Hamlin, I hope everyone will finally see you for the person you truly are. Myself and our children deserve better than what you have given. I cannot believe I have ever thought of that someone like you could change because you cannot. You have a long road ahead of you, and one I graciously no longer will be part of. Have a great life, Denny Hamlin. That's what Jordan.
Kind of harsh.
Jordan, yeah. It seems weird that they would just air their dirty laundry out like that. I don't know. It's a very strange thing.
2 words.
So take it for
Tyler Carpenter.
what it was. Yeah. Okay. Yesterday, Dirt Car banned, and we just talked about this a little earlier, several ignition boxes from Dirt Late Model competition for World of Outlaw and Dirt Car competition. With the late models, the boxes listed in the new ban are programmable ones. However, they have to be plugged into a PC to be programmed.
Well, and I'm not sure that's the case with all of those. Like we were talking with Rusty, that the red 6 box that they were talking about is kind of ancient, but it's not sealed with epoxy, so it could be open to trickery.
Well, like what Rusty said, I think MSD is going to be making some money.
Yeah.
So if you don't follow us on Twitter, make sure to do so at Hammer Report. We don't put out posts like that. I'm not going to break up with Jerry on our Twitter or anything like that. That's just kind of weird. So, yeah. Sorry, Jerry.
My pink slip in person.
This week's Twitter poll was, let's see if I can find it here. This one. It was about fighting in the pits. We had Dwayne on last week.
Right.
We had that issue at Fremont for the fair race.
And the fight was on the track on that one.
It kind of started in the middle and kind of worked its way to the track. Yeah.
Yeah. Front stretch.
So the Twitter poll was, I'm going to switch over here so I can actually read it here. Fighting in the pits on the track. The choices were: it has no place in racing, only between drivers, or everyone have at it. And only between the drivers was the winner there with 46.7%.
But it was a narrow victory.
It was. 40% says it has no place in racing. So slight majority would rather is okay with fighting as long as it's between the drivers. 13.3% said everyone have at it, which is kind of what happened the other night.
Yeah.
So, there you go. There's your Twitter poll. We'll have a different Twitter poll next week. I don't know what it'll be yet. It'll be, how do you listen to us? I don't know. Seems kind of lame. We'll come up with something better. I want to thank Ron Miller Race Cars for race cars, parts, safety equipment, bolts that hold rotors on, pretty much everything a racer needs.
Yeah, and they did a good job.
They did. They held on, yeah. Oh, yeah, that won in a heat race, too.
Yeah.
Give Ron a call, 734-856-7223. That's 734-856.
Race.
There you go. And time for tonight's How Many. We're going a little long. I'm trying to wrap it up by 8 o'clock here, but last week's How Many was how many late models were we going to have at Oakshade, and that number turned out to be 28. So our show winner was Jerry. He picked 31. He was the lowest pick there. He was the pessimist of the group, and that earns him the win for this week. So congratulations, Jerry. For our listeners, we had a 3-way tie. So we're going to have to spin the Big D's pizza wheel here. So I'll bring that up with our 3 names. Actually, we did have a winner, I should say. Dean Henry. He picked 25. He was closest. But since he owns Big D's Pizza and he can have a Big D's Pizza whenever the hell he wants, I've disqualified him. And
Dean got the black flag.
Yeah, he got the black flag over there. Sorry, Dean. But so that put us with a 3-way tie. The next closest was 32. Dwayne Hancock, last week's guest, had that. Kurt Dickey, who I'm racing.
So Dwayne Hancock, being on the show, he won.
But he guessed afterwards. He put his guess over in the comments. So, and also
Kurt Dickey, Dan Henning.
There it is. Yeah, Dan. I didn't see Dan's name on there. I was behind the click to spin thing. So yeah, Dan Henning, Hennig, also picked 32. So those are the 3. We're going to spin the Big D's pizza wheel to determine who's going to win that Big D's pizza. And all three of them were out at Oakshade this past weekend.
Yeah.
There we go. Let's find out who our winner is going to be.
Ooh, I'm dizzy.
Are you?
Oh, yeah.
There you go.
Kurt Dickey.
Kurt Dickey wins himself another Big D's pizza. Congratulations, Kurt. I'm 1 point ahead of him in points. So,
Woo.
it's reason me tough.
Hopefully, you can get enough pizza in him and weigh him down, and you. Can...
Yes, I'm hoping. There you go. Get your pizza before Saturday night. So there you go. So this week's how many? Your chance to win a Big D's pizza. How many All-Stars are we going to have at Attica on Saturday night?
Ooh.
You know, they're there Friday and Saturday, but this is only for Saturday night. So maybe some might wreck or get trashed tomorrow night, not be able to make it out Saturday. I don't know. Dean Henry, I got disqualified. How many at Attica? How many 410s at Attica for the All-Stars on Saturday night? If you would like to play along, put your guess in the comments of our Facebook Live or YouTube Live video, which is up or will be up. It's on our Facebook or YouTube channel. It's pretty easy. So you can come back to it. If you're listening to us on Spotify or whatever, you can come back and get your guess in as long as it's before noon on Saturday. We'll give you till noon on Saturday.
I was going to say that Kurt Dickey had to go first, just like Jerry, but but actually Kurt Dickey.
Well, there he's got his guess
Kurt
in.
Dickey was second.
Okay. So Jerry, what do you got?
Hey, I'm going to agree with Kurt Dickey. I already know he's a winner, so 37.
All right. Ron?
You know, normally I'd go one under him, but I'm thinking 34.
34.
That puts you in a box of
It
having
does
to
a
go
little
in the
bit.
middle.
Yeah, it does. Or I could go above 37. I'm going to go 36. I'm going to go 30. I will go in the middle there. 36. So here you go. You have until noon Saturday. What is that? The 4th?
I'm going two in a row, fellas.
The 4th. We'll see. That's what we should do. We should keep track of. We should have our own little point standings.
Yeah.
See who's doing well throughout the season here each year. Maybe next year. We'll see. So there you go. Moving on to this weekend's Big D's racing menu. Of course, we already mentioned this. It's Attica Ambush Friday and Saturday. Friday night, Stillwater Metals, Murphy Tractor Night, Flow Racing, All-Star Circuit of Champions, $5,000 to win. Unless you're a regular, and I guess it's $6,000 to win because you got that extra $1,000 if you're a top 15 in points at Attica there. So it could be $6,000 to win.
Yeah.
UMP Late Models, $3,000 to win. Rusty's going to be there, our guest earlier tonight, so good luck to him. Gates open at 3, racing at 7:45. General admission is $22. That is tomorrow evening. That's your only race going on Friday. Saturday night, you got several to choose from here. We got Flat Rock Speedway with the CNV Enterprises school bus figure eights, plus the regular figure eights, factory stacks, flagpole races, and the figure eight boat races at Flat Rock there. Front gates open at 3:30, racing at 6 p.m. General admission is $18. And Sunday is a rain date. If they need it, they'll do 6 p.m. So it'll be pretty much the same times on Sunday if they need to, but I don't think they'll need to. We'll have the weekend weather pit stop with our guest meteorologist here momentarily to fill you in on that. Shady Bowl Speedway. I saw it was a compact 100-lap deal, $2,600 to win. Is that still correct, Jerry?
You got it, $2,600 to win for the Compacts 100-lapper. The Ohio Wheelman Series in the house, the biggest street stock race of the year at Shady Bowl, $5,500 to win. Also got our regular Shady Bowl street stocks in action, the Thunder Car, the Bullet Liner of Dayton Thunder Cars, and the Dave Nagel Excavating late models, all in action. Great show. Going to start a little bit early. Pit gates are going to open at 1, hot laps at 3. Grandstands will open at 3, and racing will start at about 6 o'clock with dashes and heats, as long as we don't have any issue during practices and qualifying.
And general admission is $15 for that show. So both Flat Rock and Shady Bowl starting at 6. Then we have Oakshade Raceway, season championship night, trick or treat night, late model Sportsman, Bombers, Compacts, all 4 classes will have their points championships decided unofficially, of course. So all the points are tabulated and all the I's are dotted and T's are crossed, or the T's are dotted and the I's are crossed, because that happens.
Whatever. Gates
Gates open at 4, racing at 7 at Oakshade. General admission $14 there. Attica Raceway Park again, second night there of their doubleheader with the All Pro Aluminum Heads Night deal. It's Flow Racing All-Star Circuit of Champions, 10,000 to win on Saturday night. Maybe 11,000 if you're top 15 in points. So that's pretty good. 305s will also be in action. 1,000 to win for those guys. Gates open at 3, racing at 7. General admission is $25 on Saturday night at Attica and Montpelier Motor Speedway in Montpelier, Indiana. It's Midget Madness number 2, featuring Midwest Thunder Midgets, UMP Modified, Super Stocks, and Hornets. Gates open at 4:45, racing at 7:30. General admission is $12 there. And then Sunday night, Eldora Speedway. It's the 13th annual Baltus Classic. Dirt car late models, modifieds, and Eldora stocks in action. Front gates open at 4, racing at 7:30 on Sunday night. General admission $19. I believe Craig Dittman, our guest. Was that last week we had him on?
Yeah.
Oh, it seems like that was so long ago. I think it was like 2 weeks ago. Craig said he's going to be down there racing in the Eldora stocks again. I think he finished second last time he was down there. So good luck to him and everyone else headed down there. That is your Big D's Pizza racing menu for this weekend. And in for Ryan Weekman this week, who's on vacation, is our very own staff meteorologist, Ron Miller.
Woohoo, baby. Oh, it's going to be a great weekend. You know, the last couple of weeks have been just super hot, super humid. The humidity is going to be down. The temperatures are going to be down, looking below 80 degrees for high temperatures all weekend, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday may tickle 80 degrees, but I don't think so. Really very little chance of rain, like 25% Saturday night. We're golden.
But that's late. That's going to be like at 3 o'clock in the morning, Sunday morning.
We're golden all weekend at the races.
Yeah, and the note I got from Ryan Weekman was, don't worry, forecast looks good this weekend. As he said.
What's Ryan know?
I don't know. It's like he's a meteorologist.
Oh, yeah.
That is your weekend weather pit stop. Oh, forgot to get going there. He's still stuck in the pits. There you go.
There he goes.
There.
Yeah.
Thanks to associate producer Dave Kemmer, field correspondents Matt Swander, John Young, Doug Dock. Next week we'll be back at 7 o'clock Thursday night with another live show on YouTube, Facebook, Twitter. What are you smiling at, Jerry?
10-second
like
rant. 10-second rant.
Eating grin. Oh, that's right. You have your rant. I forgot. Go ahead. I
ran the receivers Saturday night at Shady Bull Speedway. On an asphalt track, we tell lap cars when the leader's coming to get out of the way, get low, get high, hold your line, whatever. When in two different races, you know what I mean. If you're a lap down, if you're more than a second slower than the leaders and you try to pick up the pace when the leaders get to you and you hit the leader, you don't belong on the track anymore. Don't get mad when we black flag your ass. You cost a guy $5,000 last Saturday night. You know who you are if you're watching. If you don't know who I'm talking about, it isn't you. So that's it. That's all I got.
No, well,
all right.
Short and sweet, wasn't it, Scott?
I told you, 10-second rant. I wasn't going to make it long.
How do you really feel?
Put a battery in your receiver. Make sure your headset works. Make sure your equipment's right. Please.
Sometimes the batteries go dead. It happens.
Yeah,
I have a spare battery though taped. I have a spare battery taped to the inside of the cockpit of my car though. And I've had to use it once. But I was sitting
same driver used the excuse that his earpiece stopped working during the heat race, and apparently it still didn't work in the feature. So,
I got you. All right, I won't play devil's advocate anymore. No Hammer Down hotline playback this week. The phone lines were pretty quiet, even though we asked opinions on the whole fighting thing. I guess our Twitter poll took care of that. Again, you can follow us on Twitter at Hammer Report. If you do want to call us and leave us a message anytime, do it. We'll play it back on the show. There you go. That's the Hammer Down hotline number 419-318-3081. 419-318-3081. Call anytime. But if you want to be on the show, you should probably leave your message at least a few hours before showtime on next Thursday. So you have all this. You got like a whole week.
That way we can make sure it's not X-rated.
No, I'll play it if it's X-rated. I may do some clever edits to it or something, but we'll play it back. Again, thanks to our presenting sponsor, Oakshade Raceway, Real Geese Silhouette Decoys, Big D's Pizza, Ron Miller Race Cars, freeze frame photos, Dipman Motorsports. I was just thinking maybe I should just like rearrange our sponsors, like Oakshade Decoys, Real D's Pizza,
Ron
Geese,
Dipman Race Cars.
Silhouette.
Yeah, there we go.
Ron Frame Photos, Freeze Motorsports. Oh, I'm all confused. Just
Let's end this thing, Scott.
make sure to support our sponsors. They keep us going. I don't know why. It's nice of them. So we'll be back again next week. Same bad time, same bad channel. And don't forget to check out hammerdownracingreport.com. Thanks again to our guests this week, Carter Schlenk, Rusty Schlenk. Good luck to both of them. We'll see
Good luck,
Rusty tomorrow night at Attica, and Carter Schlenk scheduled to make his debut in the Sportsman class at Oakshade a week from Saturday. Looking forward to that.
Going to be exciting.
Yeah. So with that, we'll see you. Enjoy,
Bye-bye, y'all.
enjoy the bucket. Yeah, whatever.
Yeah.
So, oh my God! Do it again. Do it again.
Oh,
Do
hey!
it again. My God! Get it? Oh my God! See what happened there? Oh, that was
You know
the
what
wrong
really
one.
grinds me, geek?
You have been listening to the Hammer Down Racing Report, available on demand on iTunes, Google Podcasts, Spotify, or your favorite podcasting platform.